Hello YouTubers, Manny here from Manny's How To Workshop with a video today on how to install a Halo 6-inch recessed light over your kitchen sink. And I'm not being sponsored by Halo. They didn't give this free to me. I paid for it. But anyway, so as you can see, this is my kitchen sink right here. And for years I've been using this little push button, like old school ultraviolet light. You can see the little one single bulb in there, okay, and it's plugged in on a cord that's plugged over there. And for a couple, for years now, I was like, you know what, it would be nice if I could put a light right above it in this little cubby way right there, okay. And after I did the refaced the cabinets, the guy put a nice little trim piece right there, but no lighting up above. So as you can see, there's a light behind me. That's the only light in the kitchen, is this old school 48-inch ultraviolet. And of course this little light worked great, always, so that way you don't have to turn on the overhead light or even the one that's over by the hood on the stove. So if you're washing dishes and whatnot, which I always do. I do a lot of hand washing, even though I have a dishwasher. But it's just me, so why not? Anyway, so I'm going to show you some of the things that you might end up having issues with if your house just happens to be built in Florida, Central Florida, in the 80s. Okay, so initially, my idea was actually to take power from this three-way switch, because the other switch is actually in the garage right there. As soon as you go in the garage, the switch is right there. So of course, if you're coming through the garage, you turn it on, the kitchen light is on, you got light, and you can turn it off over here as you move on to the rest of the house. So I figured that I can just take this off and get the power that's coming from here, because it depends where the power goes to first. So if it came here first, then that means that the feed coming from the circuit breaker would be in here, and then it would go from here to the other three-way and then to the fixture up there. But then I said, you know what? There's that little wall there. I would have put that switch right here, but the problem is trying to go up that way and then come across in this trough over here to over here, because obviously there's going to be a top plate over there. Now, there is access in the attic, but it's not to where you can actually get it, because, right now you can't see in the hole, but part of the framing that goes up, this wall that goes up, comes across, okay, because of the high ceiling on that side. So it's just another spot up there. So I don't know if you can actually come in through the attic, because if you look up there, you see, and there's my AC vent there. But you see this wall, because this is the little see-through, this wall goes all the way up to almost to the pitch, the ridge, right there. So I don't know if there was a lot of space there in the attic to be able to get across this way and then right over this exact spot. So then I said, you know what, I got to come up with another idea. Well, this existing switch right here is for the disposal that was mounted right here in the sink. Now, I removed the disposal a long time ago, and the only thing I kept was, because the disposal, it was hardwired straight. See that white cable over there? It went straight to the disposal. So what I did is I put it into a box. That way you can put a power cord on the disposal, and this is actually your form of disconnect, if you can plug it in and plug it out. So I still have to put a cover plate over there. But so I wired the switch to turn the power on to the receptacle. This way, if you ever had to swap out the disposal, you didn't have to worry about going to the panel to kill the power. Okay? All you have to do is turn off the switch. There'll be no power at the box. You can unplug it. And once you unplug it, you can disconnect it from the sink, work on it, whatever you got to do. But anyway, so I kept the original switch, And I figured, well, let me go ahead and just, disconnect everything, kill the power, and then come over here and just cut it out a little bit further and put a 2-gang box in there in its place of this old one. Of course, these were put on with nails, so I would have to cut the nail going up this way, and then down here, right below the box, there would be a nail, so you'd have to cut it. And you need one of these orbital tools like this one. Yeah, I got this one from Harbor Freight. But anyway, you would use one of those with a metal cutting blade, and that would do the trick. And then it will allow you to pull that box out, after, of course, you disconnected all the cables, all the wires, and then put in this box right here. And this one here just goes in, and then you see these ears at the top. That's what locks them in up against the drywall. Okay, and then of course it would be plenty big to put this new switch, the old switch, into the same double gang box. But that plan was great, because I figured, since and I up here, what I did was I just tapped it to feel for hollowness, and sure enough it did. And I figured that if there's anything, there's going to be some pieces of wood going this way, just to make a framing so that they could put the drywall up there. And I figured, well, if I can get it to come across and then down the wall to this box, and then I could just snake the cable up that way and come in this way, that'd be good. But then it's the same thing. Anytime you see a wall like this, at the top, there's always like a plate, a top plate, which they would drill through to send the wire down. And then to add more insult to injury, when I cut out this nice hole for this box right here, look what was back there. The freaking vent stack for the sink. So, of course, now I can't put my 2-gang box over here because this is in the way right there. Not only that, look how close they ran the damn wire for the disposal that goes down below. Right here. And it's a good thing that when I was cutting this with the orbital saw, that I just barely went through to the other side. And, just enough to cut the sheetrock. Because I could have potentially nicked this wire, this cable right here. Wow, I'm telling you. So I was like, okay, well, plan B. I said, well, I just tapped the wall, and you can hear the different sound, because here there's a stud, obviously, for this outlet. Okay, so I was like, and then I took my stud finder just to verify there was nothing else over here, because I could only stick my finger in so far. And so there was hollow. I said, okay, so this is going to be plan B. I'm going to open up another hole here. So I'm going to put back the original switch, which is this one with that plate. That's the original ivory colored switch. Cover plate. Put that back. So obviously now this is the piece that I took out. I'm going to have to put this back and, finish the drywall. And then, of course, then I can, once it's done, then I can put everything back. And then I said, well, I'll just go over here. So I did that. Cut out a hole for this box. This is a single gang. Same style with the little ears that go up and then suck in. But then I was like, okay, how am I going to get that wire through the top plate to come over here? Okay, clearly you can see I've done it, but I'm going to show you how I did it. And this is something that's, since I'm the one who lives here, it's my house, I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon or selling the house. This is what I ended up doing. Okay. So because I know that this part of the wall is hollow, I said, okay, behind the cabinet is also hollow up to a certain point. So what I did was I made a hole right at the very top of the cabinet, right there. And then I made a hole at the top of the cabinet, because at the top of the cabinet is right underneath the trough right there, which is empty. So that's what I did. As you can see right there, I snaked my cable from the outlet box through this little hole using the electrical snake right here. And then I sent the cable up, and then sent it up that way through the, and then of course once it's in the trough, it's all hollow up there. And with the help of this long ass, heavy duty, I think it was a coat hanger before, right here, I was able to stick this in the hole, that hole, across, and then pull it over. Because I tried sticking my arm up in there, in that hole, to go all the way across, but you see it's about good, almost 3 feet. Now, obviously my arm's not 3 feet long, so, but I was able to pull it over and then pull it down. Now, as you can see, I left a lot of slack, okay, in the line, because this line's going to get pushed back up in there in the trough, because this box stays up there inside. And then the light, through these little tabs, these spring-loaded tabs, is what goes in the hole, and then that's what comes down and puts pressure down on the drywall. And, you know, it's got a little seal right there, a little black rubber seal. So that in the future, should I ever decide to sell the house, and they can't, no, when they come, they say, we don't like the cabinets, we're going to rip it down and do whatever, they still can. Because I left enough wire, when they take the cabinets down, all they're going to have to do is cut around, okay, where the wire is. Cut around that, take the wood off, and then, because the wire is inside the wall, all they have to do is put it inside the wall. Through the top plate, they can notch it out, then put a metal plate over it to protect it. But if you're going to put cabinets back up again, then you don't have to worry about it, because nobody's going to be drilling through the drywall to get to it. So this is perfectly okay, because I've seen it done before in other homes of this age, okay? So right now, like I said, everything's all hooked up. Oh, one other thing I had to do, I had to get a new double breaker for my electrical panel, because I only had one blank spot left. And so I went to Lowe's, picked up a 220s that fit perfectly. And it's made for my panel. It's a GE. So everything is hooked up. As you can see, all my grounds are tied in together. My neutral right there. So this is the way it works. Power comes in on this cable right here. It's on this side, comes in here. I pigtailed a piece of it to supply the power to the switch. And then the switch sends it down to the, the disposal, which, like I said, I don't even have anymore. So can you use that circuit to, put power in there? Yes. Why? For me, because I don't have the disposal, and it's a motor. So this circuit right now, this is the only thing on the circuit. And this LED light doesn't pull nothing. And this is a 20 amp circuit. Okay. So I ran a piece of wire from this box down the left side, came up on this side. I was able to stick my hand through this hole before the box was in there, obviously, and then pull the wire through. And as you can see, it comes in right here on the bottom part of the box. And then this is the one that goes up to right there to the trough, and then over to the light. And like I said, everything out. This is also a dimmer. So this halo is dimmable. Okay, this is a 60 watt. It's got comes with the 3,000, 4,000, and 5,000 lumens. So I always set it on the highest, the 5,000, which is daylight. Because if you need to bring it down a little bit, you can always dim it. And I'll show you guys what it looks like here in a second. So everything is hooked up the way it's supposed to be. Like I said, all the grounds are tied in together. All the neutrals are tied in together exactly like it needs to be. Okay. And the one tool that I just tried for the first time is this guy right here. This is the automatic wire twister that you put on the drill. Now, I put black tape on the right there because the 1/4 inch back of it, where it's supposed to lock in place in those little, quick locks called quick chucks. Yeah, Chinesium crap. It's too narrow, so it doesn't lock in place. So that's the one way I did is just put a piece of tape on it. And let me tell you, that thing right there, it works. So the only thing is that you have to put the wires together. Like let's say you're going to do these 3, right? They have to be straight. Now you can hold it with one hand and then put the tool over the wires and zip it real quick, or you can use like a pair of pliers, or you can use a Lyman pliers that have wider mouth to hold a wire on the one side, and then you come in with the tool on the other side and use a zip it. I mean, let me tell you, it twists quick. and then you take the same lineman's and you cut a nice even piece there, put your cap on. Matter of fact, this tool also will twist the caps on for you. The ones that have the ridges. This one's smooth, it probably won't grab. But the ones that have the ridges on them, yeah, it'll do that for you. All right, so you need some 14-2 because it's a lighting circuit. And you're going to need, like I said, this stud finder. This is an old school cable stripper. It's got a little blade right here that you slide it over the wire and you pull it, and it puts just a nice cut right down the middle. You're going to need your drywall saw, a little level, some electrical tape. On the hot side, or the feed, even though I put the wire cap on there, I always like to put a little piece of electrical tape on there as well. Okay, that just ensures that, you know, once I stuff this back in the box, that the ground ain't gonna accidentally touch it or whatever, even though you're supposed to go far enough inside. Okay, and you're gonna need, you know, tape measure, pencil, screwdriver, tip tracer is nice if you have one. This helps you to check for power when you're turning off the power and you come back, just to double check everything. You make sure. So for example, right now you see the power is on. Okay, it's here, but it's not there. Why? Because the switch is off. Okay, I sent it over here. The power is here, but it's not here because the switch is off. All right, so let me show you what the light looks like, and then we'll close it down. All right, so let me turn off the light. All right, so it's pitch black. Let me see if I can hold this. All right, so now I'm going to turn it on with the little switch right there. All right, so as you can see right there, down, all the way down is off, and then this is where you can do it. Let's see if I can get it close. Okay, see how it just went down a little bit? Now the phone camera is going to do some tricks, but let's see. All right, and that's the brightest is it going to get. All right, but I'm going to bring it up here, as you can see. So that's how it's going to go, like right up there. And then it's going to shine right down over the sink. Now, the camera doesn't do it justice, but 5,000 lumens over the sink, I mean, with the naked eye, everything looks like so bright. So that way you can, you know, look, you have plenty of light for doing dishes and everything. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn it off right there. Okay, so that my automatic light just came on behind me. That's next to the window, but now the overhead's back on. All right, so like I said, that's a quick and easy, no muss, because having to go in the attic and try to, you know, as one person too on top of it, because it takes two people, to one up there, one down here, to talk and try to tell you, you know, what's going on, pull on the wire so you can feel for it. But that could be a hassle. But like I said, for me, it worked out because it's just me and I'm doing it by myself. And there you go. All right, guys, as always, please rate, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can get notified when I upload new videos. All right. So if you run into the same problem, just like I said, try to see if you can do it this way. That way it'll save you some time, save you some, you know, cable, because these things are expensive now. All right. And if this video was helpful, share it with your friends and family. You know, give it a like, of course. And I'll catch you guys on the next video when I upload.